Good morning, guys. So you're gonna obviously notice that this is the next day, and it literally is the next day. We're on Tuesday. I don't know what to say, if I'm being honest, so I'm just going to this lady is starting HRT. I built that whole thing up to be... I was so nervous, honestly. I must look like a nutter in the waiting room. My leg was going, I'm fiddling with my hands. I walked in, never seen this doctor before. She's new by all accounts. She's very good, very, very good. Not just because obviously I went in with my, let me just grab it. So I went in with my notepad and my HRT Easy Prescription Guide, thinking, oh, don't cheese her off, Leanne. But the thing is, she really appreciated it. So I went in with my, I did start crying, I knew I was. I said to her, I'm so emotional at the moment, honestly, can I just give you this stuff and then try and pipe in when I can? And she was so empathetic, which is exactly what I prayed that she would be. She listened to me, she genuinely listened to me, and even at that point, I didn't think, oh, I thought, well, she's going to want to do, I don't know, test, even though there isn't a test. But she asked me lots of questions. She said, have you, because I put down what I felt that I needed to have through some research. And she said, okay, so let me just check. I need to ask you some questions, things like that. So then I'm sat there. Oh, first of all, let me rewind that a little bit. Because in my crying, I was just saying, I just can't do this anymore. I'm not myself. I'm not depressed. Don't try and say that it's that, even though I'm there blubbing. I said, I just want the HRT. She was like, okay, let's have a look. Poor lady. She probably thought I'm not messing with her. But in all fairness, she went through, you've got to answer some questions about your family history, about yourself, things like that. She asked me lots of questions, and then she's typing away, and she said, okay, so you want the transdermal gel? We'd probably start you off on a very low dose for now. And I went, are you prescribing me the HRT? Yes. Well, I could have cuddled her. I felt, I don't know. But then, do you know what was really odd? She said to me, so she did my prescription. So I'll just show you exactly what I've been given. So I'm just hiding my address. So I'm on the Estrogel pump pack. So it is a low dose because we don't know how much I'm lacking. So I have 2 full pumps a day. I started it today. So you put a whole pump. I watched so many videos to make sure I got this right. And then you, just between your elbow, but not the top of your shoulder, so sort of there and there, rub it all in thoroughly. Same on the other side, and then wash your hands thoroughly. And you are not to touch, like, skin to skin with anyone for 1 hour, or wash or put any other lotions on or anything like that. You just leave it for the hour. So I'm on 2 full pumps of that. And then I also have the word that I can't say, progesterone. I took one of these last night because you've got to take them in the evening. I think they have some sedative qualities, or can make you feel a bit drowsy. I Yes, so I went to the doctor's. When I literally come out of there, I was blubbing all the way walking to the car park, and I rang Martin straight away, and obviously he's a trainer, so he was training, but he literally called me back a minute, so he must have seen my name come up and gone, right, I'll be back in a minute, guys. Ran out, called me back, and I just was blubbing saying, she's given me it. And he was like, giving you what? And I'm like, she's given me the HRT. And he was like, oh my gosh, babes, that's brilliant. And I said, well, she said I've got to go back in a few hours to pick up the prescription. She just wanted to check with one of the senior doctors regarding my pill, my contraceptive pill. Because I said to her, because obviously I don't need to be on the pill because Martin's had a vasectomy anyway, so there's no risk of me being getting pregnant. I was purely on the contraceptive pill because of my heavy periods. And so I said to her, do I need to, you know, stay on that? Do I, you know, what do I do? So she, bless her, she said to come back in a few hours. I hadn't heard from her, so I thought, well, I'm getting the prescription. I'm getting the prescription now before you change your mind. So yeah, we got, she ended up calling me last night about, I think it was about 6:30, 6:30, bless her. And she said, spoken to the other doctor, he said it's absolutely fine for you to be on that type of contraceptive pill as well as the HRT. So she said she'll set up a follow-up appointment for me in 3 months, but any problems in the meanwhile to go back. So yeah, last night when so I went to the doctor's, I came home, I knew I had to wait a few hours, so I said to Martin, I can't pick it up yet anyway, it'll be later. So he said, well, we'll go together and get that and pop in Sainsbury's. Needed to pick up something. I'll probably show you in the other, I'm going to do another video after because I've got a few bits that I'd like to show you, plus the advent calendar. I haven't even opened the big box yet myself, so I'll do that all for you. I'm really excited about it. But yeah, when we went to the shop and everything and got a few bits, picked up my prescription, and I come back and I did a lovely, I'm saying lovely because it was delicious. I did a butter chicken in the slow cooker last night. Oh my gosh, Martin, he literally was like, that was the nicest curry you've ever done me. Even, I don't know if it's even classed as a curry, but yeah, it has all the Indian spices and stuff. Not as hot as the beef curry one that I done, FYI. He was like, that, I'd have that over an Indian takeaway any day of the week. That's a massive compliment. He loves an Indian. But yeah, I did do I've done like a minute. I'm doing them short videos because I just don't want to bore. I waffle too much, so I just do the thing and then do the voiceover because then I don't get distracted. And but I'll pop that up probably today if I get a chance to do the voiceover, because I have to write it all down because I get distracted and then the minute's up and I haven't actually told you what to do. But that was really, really, really yummy. But anyway, sorry, this is what happens because I'm like, but when we came back from there, I still had a couple of hours left on that. But I felt, so I went and ran a bath because I thought you know, when you just, I felt completely exhausted. But I also felt, please, I don't want to come across ungrateful because I am so grateful. But I felt numb yesterday. As I said to Martin, I feel like a real selfish cow because like that excitement isn't what I thought it was going to be. Like, I don't know, I feel a bit like shocked. And then he said, well, first of all, you weren't expecting to get an appointment today, and you certainly weren't expecting to actually get prescribed it. And he's right. I honestly thought I was going to have a battle. We actually had the discussion because there's a lady doctor that I think she's part of the Balance website app thing. I will link that because that's how I got the HRT Easy Prescription Guide. And what was I just saying? Oh my gosh, this really is doing my head in. Like, it is literally like a switch goes off. Oh my gosh, what was I saying? Sometimes I feel like I have to stop the video so I can rewind it and see where I was at. This is when it's better having face to face, isn't it? So you can go, you were saying, oh my gosh, honestly, it's so frustrating. I'm so sorry. I know I was talking about the hate. I can't think what I was just literally just saying. This is going to take me ages now because my brain is completely switched off. Just focusing on what the words of whatever I'm looking at is popping into my head. So I'm just going to close my eyes for a minute. It's totally gone. Yeah, so I went and had my bath. I sat there really thinking over sorry, I feel really like I was thinking over like that I can't believe that I've actually got it, but I couldn't understand why I wasn't so excited. Oh, that was it. Before I went to the doctors, when I was saying to Martin, women have such a battle, they have to fight for HRT, like they don't just give it out. And so that's why I worked myself up, I think, because I just thought, I don't know how I'm gonna feel if she says no, or let's wait a while, or let's do this or that or whatever. But this lady doctor that runs this thing, she also does a private clinic. So I know that there's like a consultation and you can get prescribed HRT from her clinic. And Martin said, well, at the worst case scenario, if you're not going to get anywhere with the doctors, then we'll book into that clinic because, you know, you need it. So yeah, it's just an overwhelming, you know, the last few days have been overwhelming for so many reasons, you know, and I guess it's normal to not have the reaction that you think you're going to have. Like, I thought that's going to fix everything, but ultimately this might not even be the right dose or the right combination, and I don't want to get my hopes up that this is going to be a quick fix, like, but I also don't want to dismiss this milestone that I'm at. Do you know what I mean? Because it is huge that there's a possibility that I'm going to be me again. Okay, so oh my goodness. I don't know about you guys, but I'm blooming well excited to see the change and the progress. You know, this is day one. You're with it you're on this journey with me, like day one of me getting me back, and I am looking forward to that. I have a million things to do this week. I feel very scatty, more scatty than usual, and I think it's because yeah, I feel like there's lots of little things. Like I've got my grandson tomorrow and Thursday, and then Thursday I have my hair appointment. So I forgot, but Martin luckily is working from home, so can help me out with that whole situation. And Friday, this is where I'm like, how am I going to fit this in? So Friday we've got a Macmillan coffee morning at our church, and I volunteered to make a cake. But I don't know when I'm going to make the cake, because obviously I put in my calendar Friday, but it's needed Friday, so I can't make it Friday. Anyhow, and then Saturday, me and Martin need to go to Costco because I buy it in bulk. I get the toilet roll, what else? Oh, I wanted to have a look for, is it called an air fryer? Yeah, an air fryer. So I wanted to have a look for one of those because my oven's really old and it takes, I think the seal and everything's gone. This thing, because we were going to do the kitchen, that's the other thing as well. I haven't cleaned the oven for ages because I thought I was getting a new one. What a bad attitude that was. I have got a oven cleaner, but it's one I've never used before. So I normally use the Oven Pride, you know, the one that you put in the bag. Well, this one you put in the bag as well, but it's the elbow grease one. I've never used it. If any of you ladies use this one before, because I'd be very interested to know if it's any good. Because it's a state, honestly. But that's my fault because I keep on top of it normally, but because we were planning on getting a new oven, I got the attitude of don't need to clean it. Now I'm not getting one and it's as bad as it's ever been. Anyhow, what I was saying was I think it's a bit knackered anyway, so it takes longer to actually get to temperature. And with the prices of energy, you know, I'm sick of hearing it, to be honest with you. That's all I hear at the minute. But in reality, it's going to be cheaper to have an air fryer for me and Martin. I'd want to have a 2-drawer one, but all the really good ones I've got good reviews and that are quite affordable obviously have sold out because I'm late to the party again. But yeah, so we wanted to have a look to see if there was something like that there, and then yeah, just have a little wander really. And then I also need to, we need to, sorry, go into the garage and have a little shifty about, put the camping gear boxes further back and then bring the Christmas boxes further forward. I don't know why I'm telling you all this. You are not bothered in the slightest. But I can't lift all of those boxes, and it's too disorganised in there and it's stressing me out. So I say that, and then the spare room still, yeah, you know. So anyway, I am going to leave you. I'm going to have to edit this down so much because it was going to be the longest video ever. But what I wanted to say is, hang in there, ladies. Like, I'm not saying that necessarily that your experience is going to be the same as mine. We're all completely different. What I'm hearing is, it's, you know, we're all, yeah, I think what a saying that we used to like, let's see if I can remember this now. A saying that me and Martin like to use is, because people say we're in the same boat, we like to say we're in the same storm, because, but not the same boat, because everyone's boat's different. You have different pressures in your life, you have different support networks, or whatever it may be. But I think what's lovely is we can build a little community family here, a safe place to kind of be completely honest. And yeah, because it sucks. And that was my if you could actually hear that noise, then that was my tummy. So weird, really loud. But it's a good day because I'm starting the HRT, guys. The HRT. And it feels really weird because I feel like I'm still in my 20s. Clearly not, but it feels very, very strange that I'm about to start this chapter in my life. But how awesome that we get to do that together. Like, you're gonna, I hope that I'm gonna be different, like as in go back to me and not be, you know, all the time, because that's so draining. Like when I see it, I'm like, oh, shut up. There's worse things going on in the world, but in that moment there isn't. Like you're in this really dark, gloomy place, and yeah, I just want to say that there is light at the end of the tunnel, ladies, and I will share this thing. And my biggest tip ever is to write things down, so that, because you will either forget or you'll be far too emotional to speak. And I think what it shows is that you know your body better than anyone else. They see you for 10 minutes. So you have to advocate for yourself. And I think sometimes we go in there timid, like, we don't want to suggest that, we're going to wait for you to suggest that. And they're not going to, because it's not, they don't understand what you're going through. So if you think you know what it is, tell them. Don't be ashamed of saying, I've done my research, because actually my doctor really appreciate that, because she didn't have to go through the whole rigmarole of explaining every single different option. I knew exactly what I wanted, and she just needed to check that that was suitable with the risk factors. Obviously if it wasn't, she would have recommended something, or you know, different, but ultimately she was like, this is amazing, this is exactly what we want. So yeah, you have to give yourself a kick up the bum and have the confidence to advocate for yourself, because no one else is going to do it for you at the end of the day. You know, we've got only you can change the situation. And I'm all about that. I'm all about hearing your personal journeys and experiences, because we need to spread awareness. We need to make this more of a normal everyday conversation, so that, you know, it's not as daunting for us all and for the future generations. Thank you so much, honestly, from the bottom of my heart. I cannot ever express, I feel like I've got this safety bubble, like even if I don't feel like I can talk to anyone else, because I feel like I'm just on FaceTime, or I can say to myself, well, I'm not going to upload it. But I feel safe because of your amazing responses to my desperation and sadness and being lost, and you're awesome for that. So I'm going to love and leave you there. Film the little, whatever this is, mini haul or whatever. I'll probably release that a couple of days later. So if you did like my content and you'd like to follow along on this amazing journey, even if you're not going through this yet, you will one day. Or you've got wife, mother, sister, grandmother, if you're a gentleman. This is for everyone. Do you know what I mean? Don't exclude yourself, because you're either going to go through it or you know someone that is, and this is a way to ask questions and learn together. I am not an expert. I am far from an expert. I am a little tiny newborn baby in this whole situation, and I am going to be learning and making mistakes, but we can do that on. I'm not ashamed to admit stuff like that either. Sometimes we get things wrong, and that's okay, we're human. We need to have a bit more kindness with each other and a bit more tolerance, I think. So yeah, this is 25 minutes long already. Oh my gosh, and that's got to go on the other one. I'm so sorry guys, like, I am genuinely sorry, but I will love and leave you there. Remember your worth. You are so important in this world, whether you feel it, think it, whatever. Please don't ever doubt your importance in this world, and you are so loved. I just hope that you have the most amazing week, day, hour, whatever you need at this moment. I'm here if you need anything at all. Yeah, lots of love and God bless.